literally doing a 9-hour job during the day, and then I'm recording this at night. I'm tired. Let me live. Don't judge me. That's all I ask. Thank you. Hey, beautiful friends. I wanted to talk about something on my channel that I used to talk about and I kind of have put by the wayside a little bit lately. It's anxiety. And not just anxiety, handling life transitions with anxiety. If you don't know, if you're new on my channel, if my Lucula content brought you here, hi, I'm Jen. I had generalized anxiety disorder and also health anxiety. It's been a lifelong thing. I take CBD and it helps. I'm also in the process of finding another therapist. I want to talk about things that happen to you in your life. When they happen, it throws normal people for a loop, but people like me, when it happens to us, it's harder. If you guys don't know, I got laid off from my second to last job, June 2023. Then I got laid off from the job I got after that in July 2024. If this happened to anyone without anxiety, it would literally be like WTF. The first time it was more rough because it was my first time ever dealing with that. But now I'm broken in like an old freaking shoe, okay? And like nothing can really faze me anymore. So when it happened this time, I was like, okay. This time when it happened, I got no severance. Last time when it happened, I got a fat severance. And so I took some time for myself. I went to Mexico for a month, just 'cause. And the whole time I was there, I was miserable, even though I had a severance and I should have been like living it up and been like, yeah, this is great, man. Like literally if the roles were reversed, I really wish I had gotten the severance this time around because I would know how to do it this time around. People with anxiety disorders like me, life transitions are hard. The type of person I am, I'm very type A. And being type A with anxiety is literally debilitating sometimes. Because you want to control everything. You want everything to turn out right. You want everything to go smoothly. You see a path and you expect to take it. And when that rug gets pulled out from under you, you're like, shit, there's things that I can't control that now I'm good at handling. But back in the day, I won't. So I just want to talk about that a little bit because I know a lot of people out there. A lot of people have anxiety. A lot of people have anxiety and depression combined. If any of you suffer from stuff like this too, I'm there with you, dude. I get it because I have it and I've had it my whole life. I've always been weird. I've always had stuff like that wrong with me. Like my mom even told me when I was little, I had these weird things. Like, I don't know if it's genetic. I don't know. The thing about me with life transitions is I've moved around a lot since I was young. So it's okay if stuff happens to me that throws me into a loop because I'm used to it. But the thing that I don't like is not being in control, and I have to come to terms with that a lot. One of my best friends was like, girl, you're handling it this time like a champ. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm all freaking, like, I'm worn in. I've went through it. I know what I'm doing, and everything will be okay in the end. That's the thing. Everything will be okay in the end, and if it's not okay, it's not the end. But if you have anxiety and you go through life transitions, whether it's voluntary or involuntary, you have to learn how to center yourself. You have to have something that grounds you. And for me, that is my hobbies. That's my YouTube channel. That's talking to you guys. That's going out and going to the beach. That's doing stuff with my friends. You have to have something that brings you back down to earth, because when you have anxiety disorders and your life gets turned upside down, it's 100 times worse than if you did not suffer from any of that stuff. It's 100 times worse. And you have to have something that brings you back. With life transitions, it's so drastic. You just need something to be able to pull you back down and be like, you got this, you're good. And I'm so thankful that I have a support group, even small. It doesn't matter, you guys, one person even. You need a support group. That's important. I have a very small but strong support group where I live in Florida. You know, I'm not there right now, okay, because I'm with family because of the situation. But I will be going back 100%. I'm planning on it. My stuff's in storage there. I will be going back as soon as I get something in. And a lot of stuff is in the works right now. I have a support group there. It's only like 3 people and my grandparents. That's it. But that's all I need. That's all you guys need. You just need a support group or a support person. You also need to understand that during life transitions, it's all temporary, dude. We're temporary. Well, I don't even know. I don't know if I'm going to be here. You know what I mean? Nobody's guaranteed to make it to 80. Freaking, I'm saving for retirement. What, am I going to make it? I don't freaking know, but it's a plan B. If anyone out there, especially anyone listening or my subscribers, is going through some stuff, is suffering with anxiety or depression or something else, you're not alone. There's so many people that are in the situation or in worse situations. It's really easy to look at social media and to look at stuff and be like, everyone has it so good. Why is my life like this? I'm guilty of it. I do that, but you can't do that. A lot of that stuff is a facade, smoke and mirrors, dude. People make their lives look better than they actually are, so you can't compare yourself to that. Comparison is the thief of joy. You cannot do that. And I am guilty of it so much. I'm so guilty of it. And I always had to tell myself, stop doing that, you stupid bitch, because it doesn't help you. Moving and transitioning jobs and, even if it's health issues and it just flips your life upside down and transitions everything. I've been there too. Like I literally cry so much. You guys wouldn't know. I mean, nobody knows who looks at me like, I cry a lot. There's a lot of stuff that I feel is not fair. There's a lot of stuff that I feel like, why is this happening to me? I'm not a bad person. I don't do anything to people. I don't deserve this karma. But sometimes it's not karma. Sometimes it's just shit. And shit happens because life happens. Having anxiety and then coming to that realization has actually kept me. It's really, like, you guys, it is so crazy how calm I've been since I lost my last job this time, because I've worked on myself. And it's crazy to hear somebody in your life actually validate that for you and say, dude, I see it. You're handling this so freaking well. And that's really crazy to hear, because sometimes you feel like you're not handling it. Sometimes I feel like I ain't handling shit. You remember those little rubber, I don't know if any of you guys are 80s or 90s babies, okay? Those little rubber toys that had water in them. Sometimes I feel like that's how my life is. I'm like, oh, I got something, but there it goes. Every time I feel like I have something good, it gets pulled away from me. But then again, that's perception. I have other good things. Yes, good things get pulled away all the time, but there's still other things that are okay. I try to focus on that. I still get an attitude. I still get angry. I still cry. Like, I still have all those emotions. If you're someone like me who struggles day in and day out with anxiety because it's an actual neurological thing, you can't just turn it on and off. Like some people say, oh, I'm so anxious about this test or whatever. That's different, okay? That's not like a disorder. That's like just feeling anxious sometimes. When you have an anxiety disorder, it's always baseline anxious. It's always baseline waiting for the other shoe to drop. A lot of us are going through it. The world is freaking effed up. Cost of living is effed up. Nobody can buy food for their family that's healthy because all the healthy food is expensive. They do that on purpose by design. I'm not going to go into it on this video, but I can go into it in another video if you'd like me to. My channel used to be that, and I used to have a podcast with my friend where we would just expose all this BS about everything, but we don't do it no more because I was doing all the work. I think people are realizing and seeing everything. And that only makes it worse, because when you see the truth about stuff, it's not pretty and it makes you feel more depressed. It's so cliche, but I feel like once everyone's had enough, things are going to change. And not everyone has had enough yet. But anyway, the life transitions are very difficult for someone like me, and if you are someone like me. And the only advice that I can give you guys really is to seek out a therapist if you don't have one, or if you can't afford one or don't have health insurance, get a support group. People who will be there for you, who won't judge you, who won't look down on you if you come to them crying, or if you come to them with needs, like if you need help, get a support group like that. If you can't do therapy, if you can't do either of those, look online. There's so many free resources online for people who are anxious, depressed, lonely. Help yourself, because if you don't help yourself, then you'll never get anywhere. You have to understand the root of the issue, why the issue exists, and you have to understand the mechanisms in order to overcome it. And that comes with educating yourself and also talking to people. We got this. I know Earth is literally sometimes living hell. I have this theory that Earth is actually purgatory, or maybe hell, I don't know, and we're just suffering through it. Except for the uber rich people, but they can go screw off. Let me let you guys in on a little secret too. Most super rich people don't get their wealth the right way. They don't get their wealth the ethical way. Most super rich people are that way because they cheat, lie, steal, and commit crimes to get there. You want to be like that, that's fine. But I'm not saying all, I'm saying most. I know people like that in my own life. It's disgusting. So, when you see an uber wealthy person, I always look at them and I'm like, you're gonna get caught one day. And if they don't, then they're never going to be happy, because the way that they have attained their wealth, the people in my life who I know do that, they are unhappy. Money doesn't buy happiness, money buys convenience. Remember that. If you're going through a transition in your life, if you're going through some upheaval, if you're going through any crazy times, just know my comments are always open. You can email me. I'm not one of those creators who's like, ew, don't talk to me, Now, if there's a situation where, you're reaching out to me and you're like, oh, I think I'm going to hurt myself, like, I'm going to refer you to somebody, because that's not okay. You need to talk to somebody. I can't help you. But if you just want someone to vent to, I got you, because I understand what it's like, because I have been there and I will perpetually be there, because this is not a curable thing. It can be toned down with medication or with therapy or whatever. It never goes away. It is what it is. You can't go into your brain and plug in neurons and the, right sockets. That's the only advice I can really offer you guys. I'm not a licensed therapist. Please, seriously, don't take this in place of like an actual therapist who can help you, but I'm just offering my advice from my experience. All we can do is our best. That's it. Live your life. Do what you want to do. Life transitions happen, and we have to take them in stride day by day. All right, guys, I hope you have a really good day, and I'll see you in my next video.